When I first came to faith, there was a distinct notion in the back of my mind that it would provide answers to everything. As a new Christian, I felt distinctly threatened by those questions to which I did not have an answer. Often, my reading of the Bible or my listening to sermons was driven by a desire to find all those answers. Of course, I could not. Faith is a transaction of trust and a relationship, not a download of fail-safe data. Not surprisingly, one of the questions which always seems to come up is that of suffering. If God is both loving and powerful, surely people should not suffer. If, on the other hand, they do suffer, does that mean that he is neither of those things? You'll find some of the answers to those questions in the Roots of Faith film on love. Let me talk a little bit about suffering here, though. I shall talk a bit about its origin, its location, and its answer. When it comes to origin, I truly believe that planet Earth is not functioning as it ought to. When its first occupants decided to disobey the rules which they were given for living on it, they jeopardized the whole of its future. The malfunction of the created order, involving everything from diseases of crops and bodies to the toxic horrors of war, can all be traced back to the decision not to follow the Maker's instructions, to coin a phrase. To see these things as punishment is unhelpful. If I disobey the label on a poisonous product which tells me not to drink it and then it does me harm, the manufacturer is not punishing me. Arguably, I am bringing that consequence upon myself. The state of the planet, from the personal to the global, is an inherited one. So, when the world suffers in this inherited state, where is God? This is a question of location. In my view, God is right there in the thick of it. There are many stories in the Bible where God shows up right in the middle of suffering. When Daniel is in the fiery furnace, God is right there walking about with him. When the disciples are in imminent danger of drowning in the midst of a freak storm, Jesus is right there in the boat with them. The God whose Son strode to the cross to embrace our suffering has been walking into the thick of it ever since. So, is there an answer to suffering then? In one sense, God himself is the answer. It does happen, and it will happen until the very end of time. People will suffer both through natural causes and through the negative actions of others. Through it all, though, God is there, no more than a prayer's breadth away. I believe that in my head after more than 30 years of working with those who seek God in the midst of their troubled lives. I believe it in my heart, having sought him in the worst moments of my own. That is one of the roots of my faith.